Hello. Please hit like button and subscribe my channel. Also press bell icon for future video notifications. Thanks.
New Delhi, major droughts and pluvials, periods of excessive precipitation and water storage on land have indeed been occurring more often, confirmed a new National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA)-led study. Droughts and floods will become more frequent and severe as our planet warms and climate changes, scientists have predicted, but detecting this on regional and continental scales has proven difficult, the study said. Two NASA, U.S., scientists examined 20 years of data from the NASA/German GRACE and GRACE-FO satellites to identify extreme wet and dry events, the study published in the journal Nature Water said. Floods and droughts account for more than 20% of the economic losses caused by extreme weather events in the U.S. each year. The economic impacts are similar around the world, though the human toll tends to be most devastating in poor neighborhoods and developing nations. The scientists also found that the worldwide intensity of these extreme wet and dry events, a metric that combines extent, duration, and severity, is closely linked to global warming. From 2015 to 2021, 7 of the 9 warmest years in the modern record, the frequency of extreme wet and dry events was 4 per year, compared with 3 per year in the previous 13 years. This makes sense, said the authors, because warmer air causes more moisture to evaporate from Earth's surface during dry events. Warm air can also hold more moisture to fuel severe snowfall and rainfall events. The idea of climate change can be abstract. A couple of degrees warmer doesn't sound like much, but water cycle impacts are tangible, said Matt Rottle, study co-author at NASA. Global warming is going to cause more intense droughts and wet periods, which affects people, the economy, and agriculture around the world. Monitoring hydrological extremes is important for preparing for future events, mitigating their impacts, and adapting, said Rottle. Rottle and study co-author Bailingly studied 1056 extreme wet and dry events from 2002 to 2021, as observed by the Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment, GRACE, and GRACE follow-on, GRACE-FO, satellites. The satellites use precise measurements of Earth's gravity field to detect water storage anomalies, specifically, how the amount of water stored in soils, aquifers, lakes, rivers, snow cover, and ice compares to normal, the study said. It's like watching the level of the water in your bathtub. You can see how much it rises and falls without knowing the total amount of water in the tub, said Rottle. Because GRACE and GRACE-FO provide a new map of water storage anomalies around the world every month, they provide a comprehensive view of the severity of hydrological events and how they evolve over time, the study said. In their study, Rottle and Lee applied an intensity metric that accounts for the severity, duration, and spatial extent of droughts and extreme wet events. They found the global total intensity of extreme events increased from 2002 to 2021, mirroring Earth's rising temperatures over the same period. According to the study, by far the most intense event identified in the study was a pluvial that began in 2019 in Central Africa and is still ongoing. It has caused the level of Lake Victoria to rise by more than 1 meter. A 2015 to 2016 drought in Brazil was the most intense dry event of the past 2 decades, leading to empty reservoirs and water rationing across some Brazilian cities, the study said. Both events were associated with climate variability, but the Brazilian drought occurred in the warmest year on record, 2016, reflecting the impact of global warming, said Lee. The recent southwestern U.S. and southern Europe droughts were also some of the most intense events, in part, due to anthropogenic warming, said Lee. Global warming has had broad and profound impacts on terrestrial water storage, such as reduction of annual snow in high elevations and depletion of groundwater by people when surface waters are scarce, Lee added. Reflecting these changes, GRACE data provide us a unique perspective of how hydrological extremes have been changing around the world, said Lee. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.